Well, I am tired of these cold, gloomy, cloudy days. I have got spring fever pretty bad. So today, we're going to do a few things that I think is going to help with that. Or it actually may make it worse. We'll have to wait and see. So the first thing we got to do today is we got some baby chicks in the mail. This is a speckled Sussex. It's a laying hen. These are supposed to be all hens. We'll have to wait and see. We may have a couple roosters. But we've got 10 speckled Sussexes, and I just picked them up from the post office, so I need to get these in the brooder, warmed up, get them some food and water. So we normally raise our chicks out in the livestock barn. We've got a brooder built out there, but our turkeys are inside of it. So this time we're actually going to raise them, at least for a few weeks, in here in the workshop where it's heated. It's a little bit nicer space. So I'm gonna make a brooder out of this 150-gallon water trough. It does have a float valve in here, but these Job float valves are actually made to come out. So we'll go ahead and just take that out of here, and then we'll go ahead and put some wood chips in there. No, I think I said that wrong. It's wood shavings, not wood chips. So since we're out here in the workshop, the dogs are out here too a lot, so we need to protect them from the dogs. So I've got a piece of this old kennel panel, and we're going to make a lid for this, out of this, what we're going to try to do. It's big enough to cover half, so I'm going to use 2 pieces, and then I'll make a hinge in between so that you can open it up and get in there. I'm going to trim this kind of in the contour of the water trough. All right, I think I got the first half. Now I need to make the other side. All right, I just got some number 10 copper wire wrapped around that to make a hinge. I'll put a few more pieces on. So now I'm just going to bend these down around so that they kind of hold on to the edge. All right, we got our hinged lid made up. We're still going to be able to have good access when we need it. Put their feet at this end. So I just tied that on with wire as well. If it's too high, we can get out some chain. So I've decided to make this one adjustable. So I'm just going to pick a height, and then I'm going to put a bolt through it. Put the nut on there so that it can't fall through. All right, let's go get the baby chicks. Come here. So I'm just going to dip their beaks in water. That'll be the first drink they ever had. Just doing that to make sure they know how to drink, just to make sure they get hydrated. Once they taste it for the first time, a lot of times they'll just keep on drinking. They're definitely huddling under the light, so I may have to go ahead and lower that a little bit more. I thought you guys would be more interested in that. Don't you pee on my tractor tires. You like hold it in just to use it in my garage? Well, I'll give you guys a benefit of the doubt, I guess. Well, you guys did better than I thought you would. I figured you guys go crazy over those guys. Little chicken nuggets. Figured you want one in your mouth. Yeah. Yeah, I figured you guys would go crazy. Well, the chicks have now scattered out. They're getting some feed. There's not really any exactly under the light anymore, so I think we've got everything set up okay for now. We'll just come back and check on them and make sure they're okay. So I got this in the mail the other day, and I'm not sure who sent it to me. If somebody told me, I don't remember, but let me show you what's inside this package. So this was a package from So Right Seeds, and it's their homesteader pack. It's got a total of 35 different seeds for your garden. Pretty much anything you can think of for your garden is in this pack. So it's got corn and peppers and onions and broccoli and cauliflower and everything, melons and squash and zucchini. It's all in here, right? And it's all non-GMO. It's all heirloom seeds where you can save the seeds for next year. So somebody sent this to me. I don't know who, but thank you very much. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to pick some of these out today. We're going to start getting some stuff planted for the garden and see if we can put these to good use. So we're going to be planting some cold weather crops inside. So let's see what we can find here. So here's some broccoli. We'll go ahead and plant that today. Red acre cabbage, we'll try that. Snowball cauliflower, we'll plant that one. We'll plant some sweet Spanish onions. Butter crunch lettuce, one of our favorites. So there are some other cool weather crops like carrots and radishes, but they can be planted directly outside. So I'm going to plant all these seeds here in the workshop, and then they're going to go in our basement under some grow lights. Let me show you what I'm using. So this is a garden tray that I use, and I use that to kind of catch all of the potting soil so that it doesn't get on the floor. It's easy to scoop up, and I use this tray to be able to pot all the plants up. So I've just got some Miracle-Gro potting mix to plant all this seeds in. Just going to go ahead and put some here in the tray. So I'm using these 2.5-inch pots to be able to plant my seeds in, and it allows me, 4 or 5 weeks before the plant outgrows it. I can hear the birds. So these trays hold 32 pots, and that ends up being about 1 row of cauliflower and broccoli in my garden. So it works out pretty good. So I always use another garden tray to put the pots in after I plant them. And that's because I'm growing these inside. So I don't want to if I overwater these, the water will go through and this tray is going to catch the water and then it won't get on the floor and everything. Just helps keep everything more cleaner if you're trying to grow these indoors. And I'll try to leave links to these garden trays in the description below, but I've used these for probably 3 to 4 years now. So I was looking at my Clyde's garden planter. I thought I was going to plant some lettuce today, but as I look at this, it says I shouldn't start my seeds for another week and a half. So I think I've got everything planted that I can. So I've got onions planted, I've got broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. So all cool season crops. I think they're all ready to go into the basement so that we can get those watered and get them started to grow. So in our basement, we have a shelf that is set up, I think, with 3 levels of grow lights. And we'll get everything in there and watered. We'll get all those growing. And we've grown everything from seed, all of our plants from seed for the last, I think, 4 years now. And this garden planter has definitely been very helpful. But let's go ahead, we'll take everything down in the basement. I'll show you our grow light setup. So this is our seed starting shelf. We've got lights on 3 different levels. Some are fluorescent and some are these LED lights that got the purple color to them. And I wouldn't do that again. I would just buy the white lights. Those purple ones even make the plants just look funky. So I'd just go with all white lights if I was to do it again. And they are on a timer. We've got a timer down here, and these stay on for like 18 hours and then turn off at night, just like if they were outside. And then we do have a couple heat mats. They're not turned on, but there's a heat mat there, and then we've got another heat mat right there. And if you're starting, you know, like warm crops like tomatoes and peppers, we start them on these heat mats. But all the stuff we're starting today are cool weather crops, and they don't need it. But this is how we have grown our seeds, you know, all our plants from seed for the last few years. All right, Rebecca's home. Time for her to see her baby chicks for the first time.
Hey, cheep cheeps. Cheep, 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 cheep. They're like, it's Mama.
It's hinged. You can lift this side up and open it.
Oh. Oh. Hi, baby. Cheep, cheep. What do you think? Oh.
So we actually ordered 2 different types of chicks, but they didn't have the other one. But luckily they had this one, the one she wanted.
Yeah, these are the ones I wanted. So I saw these on Mallard 5 Farmhouse. They have these speckled Sussex. I didn't know what kind they were, so I messaged them, and they said that they were the speckled Sussex. So I had to get some. So we ordered them. Luckily, we found them.
Yeah, we only ordered 5, and then they replaced the other 5 with those. So now we have 10 of them. So we got plenty.
Yeah. They're very pretty when they get big. They're still pretty now, but very colorful. I think this is the runt of the litter.
Mm-hmm. So it's a week later now, and I've already got seeds that's starting to sprout. So the cauliflower has come up and the cabbage has come up. And we just changed our clocks the other night. At daylight savings time, we moved our clocks forward an hour. So now when I get home in the evening from work, it looks like this. And we have daylight till 7 o'clock at night now. So we got more time in the evening to be outside. We've got our plants growing. I think after all this, I think I've got spring fever even worse. And the weather this week has been like high in the 40s and then lows below freezing. So it's not really warm yet, but I am ready. I am definitely ready for it to get warm so we can be outside and not have to have as many layers on and really start to get some stuff growing in the garden. So if you guys want one of these garden planters, Country View 10 will get you 10% off. That'll make this $6.30, free shipping, and you'll get the one with the Country View Acres logo on it. He actually sold all of these. He made some up. He sold every one of them, and he's actually going to have a few more printed up. So if you want one of these garden planters, Country View 10, it'll get you 10% off, and it'll get you the one with Country View Acres on it. Really nice just to have. Keep it with all your gardening stuff, with all your seeds, and it's a good reference, you know, every time you want to plant in the garden or plant some seeds inside. But I think that's going to be it for this video. And keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully it will warm up and spring will be here soon. But I think that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Oh. They arrived at the perfect time. At least they didn't try to do this while I was filming. This is their play fighting. Just normal. You guys are silly. You guys want to go on a walk? Come on. All right, go get him.